if she can come up, she's going to speak to us for just a couple of minutes. But this wonderful lady, has served in the U.S. Navy for 10 years as an Aegis computer technician. She's also vice chair of the Libertarian Party of Hawaii and a graduate of Hawaii Pacific University. We thank you for being a veteran, putting your life on the line, serving the rest of us, serving this nation so it can be great again. So please, a big round of applause.
Aloha, folks, and thank you. I'm sorry, sir, what was your name? Christopher, thank you. You are the first person to ever pronounce my name correctly on the first go round. So thank you. That was amazing. So, folks, yes, I am a veteran, and I am also the director of the Hawaii Veterans Cannabis Alliance, which is a federally and state-approved 501c19 veterans nonprofit organization dedicated to helping get our veterans an alternative medication to opioids, antidepressants, pain medications, with the use of cannabis. That's a really important mission. And part of the reason why it's an important mission, some of you may know, that veteran suicide is terrible. It's 21, I've heard 21, I've heard 19, I've heard 20. One is enough. Every day. So my title of my speech is A Veteran's Fight for Freedom. And I said that on purpose because I am a veteran, and really my fight for freedom, it did not start until I got out of my service. So, I told you I'm the Director of Operations for the Hawaii Veterans Cannabis Alliance. And we have a small group that meet every month, and we have camaraderie, we share resources, and we just kind of have this place of sanity in this crazy civilian world that we get thrown into after serving our time in the military, right? And in 2018, one of our own committed suicide. I'm gonna hold it down, I ain't crying, but one of our own did commit suicide. And my speech is dedicated to those who served and barely survived. And it's in memory of those who didn't. And the message that I'm here to deliver to you today is that I'm here, I care, and I'm listening. Okay? So, thank you. I am here, and I want to thank you guys for letting me be here. I'm a libertarian, and we don't get invited to a lot of things. I heard there was a story about some guy on C-SPAN taking his clothes off on stage, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, it ain't happening with me. But I'm really happy to be here. I've been invited to several events, and what makes this event really special as a candidate was that I didn't have to pay to play. I got an email this morning from someone on Maui that is selling their fence line for 1 month at a major intersection for $20,000. Folks, what? For 1 month. 1 month. And on Oahu, the same thing, I get invited to events, but it's pay to play. You can come, you're not gonna get time to speak. and you're not gonna get a table because they're first come, first serve, and you gotta pay us $100. And I'm a Libertarian, third party candidate, and I ain't got a lot of money. I'm going against somebody that has $4 million in the bank before the campaign even started. So this is a David versus Goliath thing. This is my fight for freedom, because I'm fighting for your freedoms. And I wanted to come here to tell you today that I am here. And I want to thank Michelle Kaur and also Friends of Kauai for having me. So I'm here, right? Now, how I got here, part of how I got here, I've already told you I was in the military. I was in Pearl Harbor, and I was a prison guard for my very last tour. And as a prison guard, I met my husband in prison. Yeah. And he was a guard too, don't worry. And he is my rock. Ladies, he is my rock. He is a fine Filipino man that was born and raised here in Hawaii. And I fell in love with him. And we wanted to set roots here. And I'm telling you, by the way, you guys, I'm telling you why I care. We wanted to set roots here, so I already told you I'm married in Hawaii, right? I met his family, I was welcomed into his family, and we went to buy a house. We were ready to buy a house, and so I was seeing a lot of ads. I live on Oahu, a lot of ads for houses on the west side, like Maili, Waianae, if you guys know where that's at, yeah, I see it, yeah? I was like, we can get so much more for our money if we go all the way out to Maili. And he's like, I don't think you want to live out there. I was like, sure, yes, of course I do. I could get such a great house and a pool. I can get a pool and we can afford a pool. Like ultimate goals here, life goals, pool, right? And so finally my husband took me out there. And by the way, short story, the reason why I love Hawaii so much and I care is for the chickens. It's for the chickens. My Filipino husband, he had chickens in his yards. I grew up with chickens in my yards. You know, he's got a car that's never run, sitting in the front. I had a car sitting in the front that's never run. So it was a match, right? So we're on our way to go to Waianae. We're going to Maili. We're going to check out some houses. And on the road, we passed this little boy on a bicycle, and he had on this big old t-shirt, and you could tell that it was like it was a hand-me-down of a hand-me-down because the collar was all stretched out and everything, and he's on this little bicycle that's got a milk carton strapped to the front, and he's carrying his chicken. And that chicken was just riding. That was his pal. Like, he wasn't even in the milk carton, right? And I looked at my husband, I was like, this is home. I know where I'm at. I'm on the west side. This is where I'm supposed to be. So we ended up not going all the way out to Maili, but we ended up buying in Makakilo. And I love Hawaii. And Hawaii is my home. And I was raised in North Carolina, in the country. Hi, North Carolina, aloha. Right? It's very similar. It's very similar, yeah. And, yeah. So, Hawaii is my home now. This is where I choose to be. This is where I live. And where I'm from, when you love something, you take care of it. I've been building my whole life to do something better with my life because I was told from a young age that I wasn't going to be anything. And here I am now, today, half a world away, and I am successful in my own right. And I'm running for office. That's big. North Carolina, little girl from the backwoods, never. All right. So I'm here, I care, and the next part is...
We hear you.
Did you guys hear that? No. Okay. So I have ridiculously good hearing. I have such good hearing that when I joined the military, they really wanted me to be a sonar tech, but the weapons people, they paid me more money to come be with them, so I took that. And in the end of the day, they trained me to be able to listen to 8 conversations at once. Right? That's a lot. So I am listening. And that's important because I'm a libertarian. I know I wasn't supposed to say political things, and I feel like I'm in a fight club or something, like don't talk politics, but this is all politicians. Okay, right? Okay, you get it, right? So I'm not red or blue, right? And I look at you all today, and what I see is a lot of people that aren't being listened to. And you're not being listened to because anybody that's blue, they're not allowed to listen to anything that's red, right? And anything that's red, you don't want to hear anything that's blue. And you guys, I say you guys, I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. But the red and the blue, they go to the table and they want it all. It's winner takes all. And neither side is listening to the other. And that's what a libertarian in the U.S. Senate can do. We can find a middle where both sides win. So I want to talk about one issue today, and it's a hot button issue, and nobody else has talked about it. And I love giving my answer for this because it's nothing like anything you guys have ever heard. We're going to talk about abortion. So, me, personally, I don't have children. I've never been pregnant, and I've been told I cannot have children. So abortion's never been an issue for me, right? As someone that respects individual rights of both a child within and the mother, I look to science and technology for our answer, for our future. I look to the future, and we're there. We don't have to have a situation where one person is forced to do something they don't want to do and not be compensated for it. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, how much it costs to adopt a child is $30,000. And zero of that goes to the birth mother or the child. So, being a woman, I can't fathom having to go through 9 months of pregnancy and taking the vitamins and all that stuff to create a viable pregnancy. Being forced to do that, especially not being compensated afterwards, that's salt in the wound. I'm a libertarian, we're capitalists, you better pay me for my time, you know? And on the other hand, I have a friend in North Carolina I went to youth group with. And he has a little baby right now that's due in 1 week. And that baby is over 3 months old. Now, in most states, that mother could have aborted that child at that term. And that baby's living. It's struggling, it's fighting, but she's living. And that's a miracle. It's a miracle because of our science, because of our technology. We have 3D printed wombs now. We do not have to live in a society where women are chained up, barefoot, and pregnant. And we don't have to kill babies. Let them live. Let them try. We're there. It may not be perfect right now. Give it 5 years. 5 years is going to get better. It's only going to get better. And so with the Libertarian Party, let me give you guys a little bit about it, because most people don't know much about it. The Libertarian Party's abortion plank in our platform has been pretty much saying that the government shouldn't be involved, and it's individual's choice, and it's a sensitive issue, and we respect all lives, and it's just like a lot of worded, right? And this year, we deleted it. We just deleted that plank because it's not the government's position anyways. It's never been the government's position. And forge the future of that. And it's that kind of thinking of getting a Libertarian in the Senate or the House or anywhere really. I mean, there's not that many of us to get elected, so throw a little pepper in the soup, you know? And so that kind of thinking of where the red who can't listen to the blue and where the blue can't listen to the red, maybe they can talk to the yellow. Maybe the yellow can be the one that's listening to the blue and listening to the red and finding that winning spot where everyone gets a little. And we evolve and we progress as a society together. And I would like to, so now you know, I'm here, I care, and I'm listening. And I'd like to, thank you. I'd like to take, if it's possible, I know I'm at 15 minutes, but I would like to have 60 seconds of silence, or 30, for the veterans that we've lost.
Actually, as we do that, there's a veteran that we wanted to take a moment, and we can include all veterans in this, absolutely. We'd like to take a moment to honor the veterans, all, alive and gone, for their service in making it possible for us to gather and celebrate our rights. We want to honor veterans from the past who answered the call to ensure our constitutional rights and freedoms. One such veteran from Kauai was supposed to be honored in the 4th of July event, but the event was canceled. So we will honor him today. We invite all of you to take a moment of silence to remind ourselves of how wonderful it is to live in this great nation, and to thank every veteran, including Kauai's own Dennis Fujii from Honapepe, who was Specialist 5th Class in the 61st Medical Battalion. So we wish to honor him. He is still alive, could not be here today because the 4th of July had been canceled. It's not canceled for us, is it?
No!
Independence Day is every day we get to live in freedom. It's not one day a year. So let's all take those 30 seconds. Whether you bow your head or we just have a reverent moment of silence for those who came before us and made all this possible.